Hello, my dear children. Myself Sujata. Today we learn a new chapter from Geography, Chapter 5 Natural Vegetation and Wildlife. And we'll be discussing about what is natural vegetation, factors responsible for the great diversity in the flora and fauna, and different types of vegetation. Okay, first let us discuss what is natural vegetation. Okay, have you ever observed the type of grasses and birds in the fields and parks in and around your school? Are they similar or are there variations? India being a vast country, you can imagine the types of bioforms available throughout the country. So, our country, India, is one of the 12 mega biodiversity countries of the world. With about 47,000 plant species, India occupies 10th place in the world and 4th in Asia in plant diversity. There are about 15,000 flowering plants in India, which account for 6% in the world's total number of flowering plants. The country has many non flowering plants such as ferns, algae, and fungi. India also has approximately 90,000 species of animals as well as a rich variety of fish in its fresh and marine waters. So, what is natural vegetation? Natural vegetation refers to a plant community which has grown naturally without human aid and has been left undisturbed by humans for a long time. This is also termed as a virgin vegetation. Thus, cultivated crops and fruits, orchards form part of vegetation but not natural vegetation. So, natural vegetation refers to a plant grown naturally without human aid. So, the virgin vegetation, which are purely Indian, are known as endemic or indigenous species. But those which have come from outside India are termed as exotic plants. So, few examples are given here. The term flora is used to denote plants of a particular region or period. Similarly, the species of animals are referred to as fauna. So, as we said, flora is used to denote plants of a particular region or period, and fauna is referred to as species of animals. So, what can be the reason for the huge diversity in flora and fauna kingdom? It is due to the following factors. First, we'll discuss about the relief factors, which include land and soil. First, we'll discuss about land. Land affects the natural vegetation directly and indirectly. The nature of land influences the type of vegetation. The fertile level is generally devoted to agriculture. The undulating and rough terrains are areas where grassland and woodlands develop and give shelter to a variety of wildlife. When we discuss about soil, the soils also vary over space. Different types of soils provide basis for different types of vegetation. The sandy soils of the desert support cactus and thorny bushes, while wet, marshy, deltaic soils support mangroves and deltaic vegetation. The hill slopes with some depth of soil have conical trees. Okay, another factor for the diversity of flora and fauna is climate. First, we'll discuss about temperature. The character and extent of vegetation are mainly determined by temperature along with humidity in the air, precipitation, and soil. On the slopes of the Himalayas and the hills of the peninsula, above the height of 915 meters, the fall in the temperature affects the types of vegetation and its growth and changes it from tropical to subtropical temperate and alpine vegetation. So look into the table to understand the different temperature zones. So first we'll discuss about the vegetation zones. The tropical zones, here the average temperature is about 24 degrees Celsius. Mean temperature in January, it is above 18 degree and there will be no frost. Then regarding subtropical, the mean temperature it is 17 degrees Celsius to 24 degrees Celsius. And January, it is 10 degrees Celsius to 18 degrees Celsius and frost is rare. Then regarding temperate zones, the average temperature it is 7 degrees Celsius to 17 degrees Celsius and mean temperature in January it is -1 degree Celsius to -10 degrees Celsius and frost, some snow could be seen. Then alpine, it will be below 7 degrees Celsius. Mean temperature in January, it will be below -1 degree Celsius and we can see snow. Okay, another factor under climate, it is photoperiod. The variation in duration of sunlight at different places is due to differences in latitude, altitude, season and duration of the day. Due to longer duration of sunlight, trees grow faster in summer. So try to find out why are the southern slopes in Himalayan region covered with thick vegetation cover as compared to northern slopes of the same hills. Okay, let us discuss about what is precipitation. In India, almost the entire rainfall is brought in by the advancing southwest monsoon, which is from June to September, and retreating northeast monsoon. All this we have learned in the chapter climate. Areas of heavy rainfall have more dense vegetation as compared to areas of less rainfall. So now try to find out why are the western slopes of the Western Ghats covered with thick forests and not the eastern slopes. Okay, we know that forests are renewable resources and play a major role in enhancing the quality of environment. They modify local climate, control soil erosion, regulate stream flow, support a variety of industries, provide livelihood for many communities, and offer panoramic or scenic view for recreation. They control wind force and temperature and cause rains. They provide humus to the soil and shelter to the wildlife. So it is very clear how forests play a major role in enhancing the quality of environment. India's natural vegetation has undergone many changes due to several factors such as the growing demand for cultivated land, development of industries and mining, urbanization and overgrazing of pastures. Okay, now try to do this activity. Study the bar graph or the figure 5.1 in your textbook and answer the following questions. Name the state having maximum area under forest cover. Name the union territory having minimum area under forest cover and why. Okay, now let us discuss about the types of vegetation. The following major types of vegetation may be identified in our country, like tropical evergreen forests, tropical deciduous forests, tropical thorn forests and scrubs, montane forests, and mangrove forests. Today we'll be discussing about tropical evergreen forests, tropical deciduous forests, and tropical thorn forests and scrubs. Okay, first let us learn about tropical evergreen forests. These forests are restricted to heavy rainfall areas of the Western Ghats and the island groups of Lakshadweep, Andaman and Nicobar, upper parts of Assam and Tamil Nadu coast. They are at their best in areas having more than 200 centimeter of rainfall with a short dry season. The trees reach great heights up to 60 meters or even above. Since the region is warm and wet throughout the year, it has a luxuriant vegetation of all kinds. We could see trees, shrubs, and creepers, giving it a multi layered structure. There is no definite time for trees to shed their leaves. As such, these forests appear green all the year round. Some of the commercially important trees of this forest are ebony, mahogany, rosewood, rubber, and cinchona. The common animals found in these forests are elephant, monkey, lemur, and deer. One-horned rhinoceroses are found in the jungles of Assam and West Bengal. Besides these animals, plenty of birds, bats, sloth, scorpions, and snails are also found in these jungles. Okay, study this picture and understand how the tropical evergreen forest forms a multi-layered structure with trees, shrubs, etc. Okay, now let us discuss about tropical deciduous forests. These are the most widespread forests of India. They are also called the monsoon forests and spread over the region receiving rainfall between 200 centimeter and 70 centimeter. Trees of this forest type shed their leaves for about 6 to 8 weeks in dry summer. On the basis of the availability of water, these forests are further divided into moist and dry deciduous. The former is found in areas receiving rainfall between 200 and 100 centimeter. These forests exist therefore mostly in the eastern part of the country. Northeastern states along the foothills of the Himalayas, Jharkhand, West Odisha and Chhattisgarh and on the eastern slopes of the Western Ghats. Teak is the most dominant species of this forest. Bamboos, sal, shisham, sandalwood, care, kusum, arjun and mulberry are other commercially important species. Okay, now try to understand the differences between tropical deciduous forests and tropical evergreen forests. Okay, you can have a look at this picture, the tropical deciduous forest, which is the most widespread forest of India, and they are also called the monsoon forest, and they spread over the region receiving rainfall between 200 centimeter and 70 centimeter. The dry deciduous forests are found in areas having rainfall between 100 centimeter and 70 centimeter. These forests are found in the rainier parts of the Peninsula Plateau and the plains of Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. There are open stretches in which teak, sal, peepal and neem grow. A large part of this region has been cleared for cultivation and some parts are used for grazing. In these forests, the common animals found are lion, tiger, pig, deer, and elephant. A huge variety of birds, lizards, snakes, and tortoises are also found here. In regions with less than 70 centimeters of rainfall, the natural vegetation consists of thorny trees and bushes. This type of vegetation is found in the northwestern part of the country, including semi arid areas of Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Uttar Pradesh, and Haryana. Acacias, palms, euphorbias, and cacti are the main plant species. Trees are scattered and have long roots penetrating deep into the soil in order to get moisture. The stems are succulent to conserve water. Leaves are mostly thick and small to minimize evaporation. These forests give way to thorn forests and scrubs in arid areas. In these forests, the common animals are rats, mice, rabbits, fox, wolf, tiger, lion, wild animals, horses, and camels. Okay, now try to do this activity. On an outline map of India, label the following: areas of evergreen forests, areas of dry deciduous forests, distinguish between flora and fauna, and also tropical evergreen and deciduous forests. Okay, before concluding, let us recap what we have learned in this session. We learned what is natural vegetation or virgin vegetation. Natural vegetation refers to the plant community which grows naturally without human aid. And it is of two types, endemic and exotic. Endemic means which are the Indian species, and exotic means which is imported. Then we talked about the factors responsible for the great diversity in the flora and fauna. And we talked about the relief factors which includes land and soil, and climatic factors like temperature, photoperiod, and precipitation. Then we talked about the types of vegetation like tropical evergreen forests, tropical deciduous forests, and thorn forest and scrubs. Talking about tropical evergreen forest, we can see that it receives heavy rainfall and trees grows about 60 meters, and we can see luxuriant vegetation which includes trees, shrubs, and creepers, and forests appear green throughout the year. When we talk about tropical deciduous forests, or it is also called as monsoon forests, the trees shed their leaves for 6 to 8 weeks in the dry summer, and the forests are again divided into moist deciduous forest and dry deciduous forest. And talking about thorn forest and scrubs, it receives 70 centimeter, less than 70 centimeter rainfall, and we can see thorny trees and bushes. Okay, hope you have understood. Now see the slides again and again. Meet you in the next session. Thank you.